shirt on because this is actually like 6:45 in the morning when I'm doing this. So, episode 10, episode 9, nothing really happened. We kind of just developed what I think is our last party member for now. Although, this is D&D. Old school D&D, in fact. Party members sometimes don't last long. So, we're going to continue on. So, we now have a new character joining the party. Little maybe traditional chauvinistic kind of D&D, because I generated some art and this is what it came up with. I'm like, alright, cool, I'm just gonna go with it. So when we last left off here, Berham spends the next few days recruiting additional party members. Berham has kind of become the de facto party leader, which is fine. Maybe it'll kind of keep things on the straight and narrow a little bit. He's a cleric. So, they recruit Kenocha, a female fighter. So, over the course of the next few days, Berham kind of looks around. It is only about 1,000 people in this town, but it is a port town, so I would think a lot of people would probably be going through the town, so he manages to catch, or maybe she catches his eye due to her flaming, lock of red hair and the chainmail bikini. She's wearing chainmail armor. But yeah. So maybe Berham approaches her in the town square to speak and asks if she happens to be an adventurer, and she, reaches down to the sword on her waist and drops her hand, her sword hand to her pommel. And kind of looks at him. She's like, "And what do you think?" And after some discussion, she joins the party. Now, I was thinking a little bit about motivations, because I think each of the party members needs some motivation as to why they're doing this. And I think I'm just going to very simply add that into our bios here. Oops. There we go. Berham's motivation. Do good, help others, defeat evil. That makes sense, right? He is the traditional D&D do-gooder. Now, is this all popping up here? Yes, it is. Rowan. Rowan, I think I know what his motivations are. Motivation. For Rowan, increase his magical power. But I think there's a secondary, as eventually Rowan will no longer be basically like kind of an apprentice level. Build his own. What's the free? How about own a wizard's tower and begin teaching others. He wants to be basically to be a powerful magic user. There we go. Rowan's is fairly simple. He's a lawful alignment, same as Berham. Now we get into Leocadia. She's going to be a little simpler. We don't know much about Leocadia yet. Her motivation. Money. Gold. Oops. Gold. Coin. Currency. Not exactly greed. I think to retire luxuriously. I don't think Leocadia has much more on her mind than that. I mean, she could maybe want to be a Thieves Guild Master or something like that, but I think she just wants to earn enough money that she can just retire, kick back her feet for the rest of her life. Kenocha, on the other hand, she is also a neutral aligned character. So, Kenocha's motivation. What is Kenocha's motivation? Battle. To prove herself in combat. To gain the title of a local lord. I'm thinking there we go. Maybe Kenocha's got a little more, not exactly political aspirations, but if she could gain enough wealth. So actually, there we go. I should probably add that in there. Through the acquisition of wealth and connections in power. There we go. So maybe she's kind of a little bit political in that respect, but you know, Conan-esque in terms of her, you know, that eventually she wants, to have a place of power. Okay, these characters are going to be adventuring together, so we have somewhere to go. Okay, so we've kind of dealt with this. Trying to think what we're doing here. So, we're going to... Very wrong. I think we're going to shift over here. So, adventure lists. So does that create some threads? I think it maybe does. Berham... No. I'd say that's just kind of general whatever. Rowan... let's even add Rowan's goal in there. I think I was using... Okay, cool with that. So all of these can factor in. Leocadia. Tiring and luxury for Leocadia. And Kenocha's is going to be, there we go, so oops. Okay, so we all have some threads in here to kind of help move the story along at times. So, now I've kind of added these in the midst of a scene, technically, I guess, but we're just going to kind of go from there. I'm thinking we need, some more, or some more. I'm almost thinking we need some more adventures here, maybe even something within town. What do we have that could happen in town? I'm just going to turn to, I'm going to basically give us a random event in the middle of this scene. So let's grab our dice. Need to find a good place to put this, but there never seems to be a great place for it. Random event, and I'm just going to kind of roll on. See if there's a good mythic table. Let's roll on. I need to try to take a look at the Adventure Crafter in more detail, because I think that might help to generate some more randomish kind of adventures. But I was something kind of a little bit of an offside here. I watch a lot of the solo RPG threads and forums and such. So one thing came up about helping to kind of make a town or a lordly manor kind of thing seem more alive. And someone suggested the Harnworld resource, Harn Manor, and I kind of grabbed a PDF of it. And I think this might actually, some of it might come in handy, but one thing I noticed that wasn't there is that we need a, because it's a D&D is a pseudo-medieval society, I'm thinking we belong to I'm thinking Port Cirric is part of a local, like a barony or something. Some local lord would probably reign over it, and that would mean that he's not based in the town, so he needs somebody who's doing his work on the ground. Anywhere in modern society, we'd be using a mayor who's elected. In D&D, though, I think we're talking really about a reeve. So I've started kind of setting things up here. This is my Port Cirric notes. We need a reeve. Let's come up with a name for the reeve, because this person might come to adventures in times of need, and he may have the resources to pay for adventurers' services. So I want the name of a reeve. Roman. Let's give him a Roman name. It's gonna make our reeve male. Just I don't know, just cause I guess. Okay, so I'm going to roll on the Roman male names table. 67. Germanus. Like it. On Google Doc. He is the reeve. We don't know much about Germanus yet. Maybe we will learn a little bit more about Germanus in this session or the next session. So what I'm going to say here, we're going to roll on a random events now, right? I just wanted that information because it may come up. I'm going to roll on the action tables or the descriptor tables. 73. Let's go with the descriptor tables. Nicely. It's not sounding like an adventure, is it? 87. Nicely shocking. The reeve has some concerns. Something is nicely shocking. What would be nicely shocking for a port town like Port Cirric? Would be nicely shocking. Let's roll the action tables anyway. 44. Fight. This sounds more D&D-ish. Expectation. Okay, well, nicely shocking. Fight expectation. Fight expectation is easy. We're expecting more Kuotoa. Sorry, fish people. How would it be nicely shocking? Germanis Reeve of Port Cirric has received word from travelers on the road that the fish people, a fish people raiding party was spotted south of town along the coast. He rarely receives warning of their attacks. I would say that is nicely shocking. It's not nice, but it's, it's good information to have. Okay, let's find out a little bit more about Germanus. In fact, I think I'm just going to use the mythic character tables here. Let's start with his appearance. The 87. Strange. We'll figure out what exactly this is all supposed to mean in a moment. Conversations, descriptors, motivations. '72. Passion. And his personality. Let's do that. Character personality. '7. Angry. Angry. Germanus was born with a deformed, with a dead eye. So he has a with a dead eye, which is very obvious and disconcerting to many. Perhaps that's superstition. Yeah, superstition suggests local superstition. Those born with dead eyes are of the dark gods. There we go. That doesn't mean he is. However, Germanus is very passionate about his role as reeve, and in his service to his lord. We'll figure out who that is. However, Germanus is overworked and is frequently angry and abrupt. Actually, abrasive. That's it's probably a good way to put it. Okay. So, the following afternoon, okay. The following afternoon, the party is still kind of getting to know each other and feel each other out. Berham, with his mighty ideals, is probably taking more to, also due to lawfulness and such, probably taking more to Rowan, whereas Leocadie and Kenosha have some similar goals. The accumulation of gold, whereas Kenosha, wants to be powerful, wants work. Leocadie simply wants lots of money so she can buy her estate, kick back her heels, and have servants wait on her. That's kind of like so we have a bit of a party split, I suppose, already in terms of who's getting along best with who. And they're sitting in the Lone Rose Inn in the tap room. around sitting around a round table, two kind of intermingling conversations going on at once. Leocadia talking about where they might be able to get the most gold the quickest. She wants to start building up her little nest egg. Whereas Kenosha is also she's thinking Berham has informed them all of the fish people, and she can't wait to just start laying into them with her sword. She's looking forward to that. She has not fought them before, and she wants to test her own mettle. Whereas Berham is talking with Rowan about his time with Ernesto as an apprentice, and kind of his goals and plans and such, as well as Berham is talking about the importance of helping others and doing good in the world and that kind of thing. So when the door opens and the strange looking reeve with the dead eye, all kind of all milky and such, and making it the characters aren't necessarily superstitious, but they probably know of the superstition. Maybe it's just local. Maybe it's just kind of a localized thing up north in the southern continent, which we still don't have a name for. Maybe or just in this barony, which we also don't have a name for. Either way, give me a moment. Okay, Dogus Interruptus. I have 3 dogs. I love them very much, but sometimes they can be a little needy. And with my wife, Linda away, they are exceptionally needy, especially one of them. Germanus opens the door, peers into the Lone Rose Inn's tap room, spots the adventurers, and a scowl appears on his face, which relaxes a little bit as he steps in and pushes the heavy door, the heavy oaken door closed, and he makes his way, rising to the occasion there, a little more straight-backed. Walks over towards the table of the adventurers, stops and excuse me. And the table stops talking and looks up. You are the party of adventurers staying here, yes? There's no swords or anything. None of them are armored. They're all just sitting there, but they kind of look, I guess, a certain way. They look like adventurers. And Berham looks up. Yes, we are. Yes. My name is Germanus. I am the reeve here. I understand you have agreed to help with our attacker situation, our fish people issue. Yes, we shall defeat them. We shall make the town safe. Berham's kind of a pompous asshole. Pompous anyway. Yes, very well. A traveler, a merchant, entered town via the south road, and as he approached the coast, he met several of them along the coastline. I do believe tonight they will attack. Perhaps you should, or perhaps you would be interested in doing something to prevent that. Berham stands up. Yes, Reeve. We understand the information. We shall do our best to defeat the threat. Yes, I understand. I'm just bringing it to your attention. My town guard will be on watch tonight. If the fish people do not actually make it to Port Cirric, that would be lovely. From the table, Leocadia, who's kind of leaned back in her chair, says, any chance there's a little bit of coin involved in this? A little bit to spare, just for the effort. Berham looks down at her. This is not the purpose of... This isn't your purpose, cleric. This is absolutely my purpose. Germanus looks as understood. The town guard are not equipped to deal with this. I do believe I can offer 50 gold pieces apiece for your cooperation. Perhaps there should be a bonus in it if the fish people do not reach Port Cirric tonight. Acceptable? Leocadia exchanges glances with Kenocha. Acceptable? If it's acceptable with everyone else. There's nods around the table. Berham says, agreed. Agreed. We shall do this 50 gold apiece. Thank you, Reeve Germanus. We will not let you down. Yes, we shall see about that. And I need to pause again here. Okay. Germany. Did I write that or did it autocorrect it? I must have wrote that. Which is just to deal with the fish people. He hints at a bonus. Sounds good? Cool. Okay. I think that's probably going to call the end of that scene there, actually. That seems like a good place. Find the Cont lair. So we currently have... defeat the Cont raiding party before they get to Port Cirric. Cool. So we have an adventure for later. However, for now, this is probably the place that I need to stop. I need to finish getting ready for work, and I actually want to come back to this tonight. I want to fight some cont, man. We've had a few sessions here. We've only had a couple of real battles here, and neither of them went spectacularly well. We lost a player character each time. So end of the scene. We update our threads list. I think we can recruit additional party members. So actually, let's start moving some of the more longer term ones up as we go along here. I don't know if this is I think this is the way you should probably deal with the threads list, or maybe just fill things in as you go. But since I have the ability to I guess if you were writing it out, you'd just be kind of like scratching it out, erasing it, whatever, and filling in a new one there as you go along. But in this case, since I am doing this digitally, I can just move them around. In fact, let's just kind of move things around a little bit. No, let's just leave them there. As we kind of go, we have 3 here so far that are very long-term, end-of-campaign kind of goals, kind of threads here. The rest are all active, more active. So we got 6, 7. So almost just a little less than half of the threads are very long-term. But let's see here. So later on, we'll move on to episode 11. I'm just going to set things up for that here. The date is probably going to be the same, because I'm probably going to come back to this. Chaos Factor, I'm thinking they weren't... I mean, they were kind of in... I don't know that they were in control, so I'm thinking... things kind of moved ahead without them. Actually, you know what? I'm going to say, since it wasn't chaotic, things kind of went their way. Our Chaos Factor's coming down to 2. This is a first for me. I've used Mythic now in about 30 sessions. That includes my Edge of the Empire campaign plus this one. I've never seen it get low. Usually it's going up. At least at Edge of the Empire it's going up, because that campaign is absolutely brutal. My poor smuggler is never, ever in control of his own destiny. The Force is not with him. But anyway, we're going to kind of end there. I'll probably be back on this evening to continue with our episode 11. All right, and we'll go from there. All right, take it easy.